Hello, everyone. Okay, we are here, and I need to get my deck. All right, give me 1 second here. Deal with Mana Trader's nonsense. So, today we're gonna play Mono Blue Merfolk in Modern. That's what's going on. I am acquiring the cards right now. We will see them in just a minute. Actually, I can delete the old list because we have a new one for today. Yeah, I don't need this one either. I guess I technically don't need this one either because I just, re-import it every time. It's so much easier that way. Okay. Alright, excellent. Give me all the cards that I asked for. Thank you. Oops. One. I know that there has to be an easier way to do this, and I'm just too lazy to figure it out. Someone eventually should just tell me if there's a better way. I just drag all the cards until they're all there. And if I do it 4 times, it means I've gotten all the stuff, so. Alright. Are they all the same copies this time? Oh, that would be nice. Alright. New deck. Fish. Yeah, I'll fix it. Modern. Pick the blue deck box. Okay, that's fine. Just do it. Oh my god. Alright. Hold on 1 second. I gotta fix this stupid deck list in the file before it'll accept it. Alright. What? If I do this, will this be fine? Oh, is the dash supposed to be the second thing? There we go. Yeah, that's why. So needy. Oh my god. Lurkin. Playing some Magic yourself, but oh, you got Arena going? Okay, I see. Alright, here we go. Yeah, my deck is good because I was filled up with the cards I already own. So here we go. This is our deck list. Let me change the view here so we can see all the cards, and actually I can make them bigger here. Alright. That's good. Makes it easier for people to read what they actually do. Yeah, I imagine that people actually like knowing what the cards do. I can't fathom why. There, now I can make these a little bigger. Perfect. Wow, good enough. Here we go. This is our deck list. So, yeah, let's start with the obvious. Lurrus is banned, and you know what? Rest in piss, Lurrus. No, I will never miss you. And I hope the rest of your stupid friends get banned eventually as well. And I feel like they're going to, but we'll see. It was pretty funny. So if you hadn't seen it already, like one of the first things, I think it was Canister, that just immediately tweeted out like a Death Shadow list that was literally like 74 out of the 75 were the same, and they just replaced Lurrus with like Gigantha, and that was it. So everybody who was sad about losing their companion for Death Shadow, just play Gigantha, alright? Like, or, you know, there was also Aspiring Spike who decided to take, Grixis Death Shadow, and I think he adapted it to a Mardu version running a Bosch, and they already 5-0'd, like, on day 1. So it's like, if you're playing Death Shadow, your deck has not lost, like, anything. You just play a different fucking companion. You still have your... You have the choice of playing 3 different companions. You could either go with Gigantha, you could go with a Bosch, or you could even play a Urion in that deck if you want to. Just play 80 card Shadow. Like, that's... Any of those are definitely options for that. So, like, I don't want to hear anyone crying about, oh, my deck isn't playable without Lurrus. It is not. It's totally fine. I thought about making a video talking about it, but to be honest, there really wasn't much to say about it that I haven't said already, and I think Mikachu actually did a... Yeah, he put out a video right away, and I think that pretty much said everything. So, like, I had nothing new to add to that. But, yeah, like, anyone who's been watching me knows that, like, I'm very happy that Lurrus is gone, and I hope that the rest of the companions go too, because, like I said, like, you can just replace, like, Lurrus with, like, any of the other companions in most of those decks, and it really doesn't matter. Or, like Hammer Time, it doesn't need Lurrus. Like, Mill and Burn, they don't need Lurrus. So... Now, is this going to help or hurt stuff like the 4-color Blink pile? I don't know. It's hard to say. A lot of people seem to think that Amulet Titan is going to be a winner in this, which is one of the reasons we're going to be playing with Subtleties in our main deck. Subtlety will help us very much against Primeval Titan, giving us a way to kind of time walk them for 0 mana. Or if we cast it for 4, like, that's also pretty good. Because it's a 3/3 flying creature that they don't really have a blocker for. So, let's take a look at some of our choices here. Well, we'll see how, like, the meta game shakes out. But yeah, Lurrus is gone, so it's gonna hurt Shadow a little bit. But not really by much. Like, to be honest, that deck still has options to play like 3 different companions if it wants to, and like they're all pretty good. So I don't expect it to go anywhere, but that's all right. It means with the thing is, Lurrus is almost always a +2 companion. Like, the rest of them are either like Yorion's like a +1.5, and the others are all like +1 companions. So we can theoretically grind out decks like Jund now because they don't have Lurrus to just infinitely bring back all the stuff from their graveyard. So it still might be stupid to not play with Yorion, but we're gonna try it without it and see how well it does. And then maybe we'll still need to play with Yorion anyway, because you know what? Starting with 8 cards still is good. It's not like it's not magically good because Lurrus is gone. So what is good now, however, is Dismember, because Dismember is not a fundamentally dumb card choice with Lurrus gone. Because, like, imagine you just, like, Dismember a Ragavan, and then they just play Lurrus and then bring it back. Like, what did you accomplish? You just lost 4 life and a card for nothing. Like, it just felt so bad. But with Lurrus gone, I think this card actually makes a lot more sense. Because when you kill a creature with it, it is much more likely that creature's going to stay dead. So, I'm willing to play some Dismembers in my list now. They mixed and matched my fucking copies. Damn it, I thought we had the same. Alright, now we have 2 of this one and then 1 of this one. Oh well. It's fine. We'll live. But, yeah, so I'm playing 11 islands here. I'm not going to play the Oboro. I don't really think we need it. However, we are going to play with 2 Otawaras. They are kind of an emergency out to a lot of stuff, which is nice. 1 copy is 100% free, and 2 copies... Like, the second copy is maybe, like, half the time gonna be, yeah, like, well, it's probably just gonna be a spell the second one we draw most of the time. You could play it in Lotus Petal mode, but I don't think that we're gonna run into a lot of chances, especially with the 4 Glasspools. Like, it's unlikely that we're gonna have a lot of hands where having 2 Otawaras is a problem. And especially because we can actually use its ability. And in our sideboard, we even have Kira, so if, like, theoretically we can get it down to 2 mana in certain matchups, which would be kind of neat. But even with Svyelun, just like 3 mana, it can bounce, like, to Fairy, which is kind of cool. I mean, it's not like a huge include or anything, but I mean, it's nice. Like, we have a bounce spell that goes through Chalice of the Void. So, yeah, it's you know, maybe against Titan, it's an emergency bounce against, like, Dryad when they are going for, like, Valakut nonsense. So, other than that, yeah, we just kind of have, like, a really, really basic kind of stocky Merfolk curve here. You know, we got our Tide Shapers, and we got, you know, Trickster on board. Yeah, with our 8 lords, Glasspool. You know, because we still want to be able to tick Vial up to 3, so, like, having the Glasspools alongside Svyelun is great. And 2 Borrowers, this is just really flexible. I like this card in this slot. You could play a lot of stuff there, but I think I like Borrower. We got a raid, too. Baron of Bacon MTG. Hello, welcome. Here we go. You can see I'm here. And Branch Walker, how's it going? We're just about to get ready to start this league, just like looking at this list. So, sideboard, like we just have extra copies of Force, Subtlety, Dismember. Just because certain matches, like 1 or 2 of these might be good, but we'll just side out whichever ones are not. Counterspell for our control decks, or maybe 4-color decks. We got Chalice and Relic, which, you know, the Relic is great against, like, this. It's still going to be good against, like, Shadow decks, I think, because, like, they'll still play, like, Kroxa. They still have stuff like Kolaghan's Command, so we don't want them bringing stuff back. I mean, and it's stuff like Aether Vial is not great against them. Yeah, because they just get blown up a lot, so Relic is a good card to side in. Like, against those grindy matches. They still have stuff like Dragon's Rage Channelers. So, like, yeah, Relic is going to be great there. Yeah, and also against, like, Living End, obviously, we just want to have a density of hate. You know, same kind of reasons for, like, all the removal decks. We have Kyrus for that. And the card that we haven't seen in a long time is Hurkyl's Recall. All of these 8-cast decks, you know, like the Hammer stuff, floating around. We probably want this card, and it had actually occurred to me because even in Legacy, like, lately, with, like, all the Kappa Cannoneer nonsense, like, a lot of people are starting to look towards this card to, like, try to answer some of the artifact nonsense, and I think this is a really good include in our sideboard, so hopefully if we go up against, like, Affinity or 8-cast or whichever version of artifact aggro we're going to deal with, the Hurkyl's Recall should help us a little bit. So, yeah, we'll just so we can see this once again. So there we go. There's our list. I think it's pretty basic, but I think it should get the job done. We'll go and see. Like I said, maybe we'll test this and maybe we'll determine, like, maybe Yorion is still a thing that we should be experimenting with, but I know a lot of people don't want to go all in on, like, Yorion because it's more expensive. You have to get, like, Urza Sagas and stuff for that, and they're not cheap. I definitely don't want to buy them. Oh my god. Because I honestly don't think that Urza Saga is going to last forever in Modern. I think it's probably fine for a while, but it kind of has that feeling like Field of the Dead where eventually it's just going to get banned, but who knows how long that will take. Maybe when Modern Horizons 3 comes out, they'll ban Urza Saga, because then they'll be like, yeah, we don't need to sell those anymore. So, yeah, Yorion Folk is kind of funny, but it's funny, but at the same time, like, it's basically just a free include, so you lose a little bit of consistency with stuff like Force of Negation and Subtlety, because there's not like 5th copies of those cards. But, like, with a lot of our stuff, like with the Lords, like, it's really easy to just play enough Lords where you don't notice the lack of consistency with them. And I mean, we have other tempo bears like Harbingers and Tidebinders and, like, more Brazen Borrowers we can play to, like, make up for that. We can just play, like, Seize Claims or Spreading Seas if we need more Seize effects. Like, most of the effects in our deck, like, we have extra copies of, so, like, we can pretty easily scale the deck to it. The only card that I'm sad that I haven't found room for to test today was March of Swirling Mist, because I do think March is a very playable card, but I just didn't really have anything that I particularly wanted to cut. Maybe the Brazen Borrowers could go for Marches or something, but I'm not sure. I really like Brazen Borrower, like the card a lot, so it's hard for me to let that go. We're on the play. Excellent. Alright, well, let's see how Modern goes when there's no Luris. Well, this is not a good start. Obosh the Prey Piercer, so this might be Shadow. I can't really keep this. Oh, this is much better. We can keep this. What do I put on the bottom here? I could put, like, probably Minam, or not, if it's a Bosch, it could possibly be, it could be like Panza, so we might need the basic island. I think I put Minamo on the bottom. I'll just play island and, yeah, I think I play island pass here. Because I probably want a Tide Shape or whatever they do on turn 2. But, like, it's possibly Shadow. Ooh, Swift Spear, okay. So this, you know what? This might be like M. Hayashi's build, or of, like, the Prowess deck. Or it could just be, like, regular Prowess, too. Well. Okay. I guess... Yeah, we're playing this thing. I guess I'm gonna Trickster this card. They might play like Stomp this turn, but definitely it looks like Blood Moon is a possibility here, so gotta be prepared for that. So maybe this is like Prowess. Oh, Bosch Prowess is definitely a thing. Yeah, let's not do... I don't want to get hit by this thing, because then they can, like, light up the stage. And yeah, that's not exactly what I want to have happen here. Okay, Firebolt. That makes sense. Well, that's sort of nice that they don't get anything off of that. Let's see. How do I want to do this? I don't know if I want to play Glasspool here or not. It's actually difficult to decide. So we're almost certainly playing Trickster again. But I don't want to play Tide Shaper just yet, but it's possible that maybe I want to play both of these next turn, which means I might need to play Glasspool right now. Yeah, that actually makes sense. Because I can Trickster, and then I can play Tide Shaper until, like, Master the Pearl Trident, hopefully. And so, well, look. This is, like, the most fair companion deck, and it's still, like, really dumb. Okay, well, this is a problem. I can actually Tide Shaper my own land, can't I? I could. Or I can just Brazen Borrower and bounce this Blood Moon, which actually makes sense to do. Do this. Because that's very likely Master's going to eat a removal spell. So, like, this was never going to block anyway. Okay, or if they just want to rejam Blood Moon, that's kind of fine too. They have Bolt? They do. Alright, see, look. So yeah, like, Trickster was never blocking this thing, so doing this was fine. Subtlety's not bad, but we're not at that point. Alright. We need to get rid of this. Well, you know what? I think here I'm actually gonna... I'm gonna island my own land. Then maybe I can cast the Subtlety in the future. Because this, yeah, as long as Blood Moon's in play, they're not activating Den of the Bugbear. Well, that fucking sucks. They just had Dart. Well, that's really bad for us. The only good news is we do have Chalice in the sideboard, but this deck usually has a lot of answers to it. And they have a Dismember. They might even cast it here. Yeah, that makes sense. Well, this is why we have 11 basic lands. It looks like we're fucked. If damn it. I really don't want to let them do this, but I don't like I could subtlety this thing, but then I'm pitching Svyelun and I don't really have a good way to like get past it then. I think we're just dying to this game one. I think game two we just need to hope that we have Chalice and they can't deal with it. Yeah, sure. We're gonna take like 1 billion damage here. How many? Oh my god, they had another lava dart. Like, I'm just screwed here, aren't I? Yeah, like, I think that very easily kills me. Sure. Alright, I guess Kira is gonna help. I guess, yeah, Chalice will help. I don't think, like, Dismember is not really where I want to be in this matchup. I don't think Subtlety is gonna help that much. Force of Negation is kind of fine. Yeah, Shattering Spree or Force. Oh yeah, by Force or Pillage. Yeah, they do have them. Yeah, this is gonna be a rough match, but we just gotta do what we gotta do. Just hope that it goes a little bit better now that we know what we're up against. Prowess is always gonna be difficult. We don't have Master Waves to save us here. I don't think this hand's actually that good. With 2 Svyluns and only 1 basic, like we're not even doing anything till turn 2. This feels like we're probably in trouble. I think I'm willing to mulligan once. Well, this definitely did not help when we just mulled to 0 lands. I guess I have to keep this. Well, we had a mystical pot. We had a rough start to this league. I can't really keep Force here, and I guess I'm just putting, I don't know, I guess Minamo on the bottom. Sure, pass. We just started, so like Prowess kicked our shit in game 1, and we're on game 2 now, and this is not looking great. Well, they didn't have a 1-drop here, so that looks like maybe they're trying to bolt me. So I guess I'm just going to play Trickster in their turn. They might just try to get like Blood Moon me again. Now, this is not going to be an easy game because they probably are going to like stomp this thing or bolt this thing and then just like cast Blood Moon. Yeah, that's not great. Well, that's a little bit better. Yeah, Shinka is kind of gross for that purpose. I guess now Blood Moon doesn't hurt that bad. They're just going to play the Giant. That's sort of fine. I guess I'm just going to Trickster this thing. Yeah, let's not let it attack. I don't know, maybe I can draw a land and just play like 2 creatures. Sunbaked Canyon, okay. I mean, that's not the end of the world, but if they have like Lava Dart, it is. Ooh, Stomp is bad. That was not a good one. Oh, Prowess is definitely this is a really bad matchup. Svyelun helps a little bit, but the problem is like Soulscar Mage is now an issue. I have to play Svyelun though. I don't really get a choice here. I can't attack because like they just cast any spell and Soulscar blocks and eats my Trickster. They can just bolt Svyelun and make it a 0-1. Yeah, no, this match is very difficult. It's never been good for us. I mean, it's a little bit better if you're jamming Master Waves, but even then, like, it's not great. And like a lot of these decks can just splash for like prismatic ending or something like that if they really want. There is no way that I'm blocking any of this, because it will not end well for me. I need to really kind of get another land so I can play both of these. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so Svyelun is indestructible here. And they... Alright, I guess I just attack with Svyelun. I need something. I guess that qualifies as something, but it's not really enough. And I do have to cast this Tide Shaper so that way Svyelun stays indestructible. The ward does tax them a fair bit, so it makes it a lot harder for them to like lava dart away all my creatures. Now this turn, if I can draw the land and play like both of these lords, I might actually... Oh, fuck me! Damn it, Fury! Yeah, alright, they had Fury, so it's gonna just like completely destroy me. Like this thing is so dumb. Like, the fact that there's no force of like we don't have force of will to counter this. Like, at least in Legacy you can force the pyrokinesis, and you also had like, you know, Force of Negation can counter pyrokinesis. We don't have any forces in this format that can deal with Fury. That's so dumb. They can very easily just do this. Whatever. Just we're like destined. This is like this isn't quite like Lantern Control bad, but it's really bad. It is just grossly bad. I guess I'm going to try to kill this thing. Sure. All right. You know what? You got this. No. No, we ain't doing this. I have no way of like actually coming back in that game. The lava dart was just like absurd. Not interested. We're gonna be at like, we have like almost no life left, and it is not coming back. Alright, I don't really need to test this match to know how bad it is. That had nothing to do with Lurrus, and I mean, the companions don't really matter. It was bad for us before companions. It will be bad for us long afterwards. I don't really expect to win it most of the time. Alright, come on. Can we, like... No, that's fine. Yeah, you're not going to beat every deck, so, like, you don't have to, like, beat yourself up over it. Okay, we do not have a match? Is that what we're... Okay, apparently MTGO lied to me. Yes, it's too much. Like, there's pretty much no scenario in which we're not dying in the following turn, no matter, like, what we do. Yeah, you can play Urza Saga. Like, M. Hayashi used to play, like, Blast Zone in the deck, like, because it just could. And, you know, that Blast Zone is another, like, nightmare card for us, too. It's... None of the cards are great. We just put it on 2 and, like, kill half of our board. Can we get a match here? Is this a thing? Okay, here we go. Alright, so we are on the play here again. It was kind of rough that we had to like mulligan to 5 in game 2 as well. That was awful. It's okay. I'm not terribly worried about it. At least if we have to deal with that, I'd rather deal with it against a bad matchup than like a good one. Okay, this is not really a great hand. We're up against like a hero deck, which means this is probably control. I don't think this hand's gonna do it. Are you fucking kidding? Come on! Why? We have 22 lands in our deck. This is not that hard. Ugh. Alright, Dismember, and I guess this is not... I don't actually know what I'm doing. Like, I guess... if this is control, then we're probably not playing this Lord of Atlantis anyway, so... Let's play Mutavault and attack with it on turn 2. Svyelun's actually good here, and Subtlety's actually good. No, I kind of need the Subtlety to some degree. Okay, so they have Scalding Tarn here, so it's possible that they're holding up, like, maybe they could be, like, on Jeskai and have, like, Lightning Bolt or something. I don't really want to walk the Mutavault into it. I think the Subtlety is a little bit better than the Dismember, because we do have to worry about stuff like Teferi. The thing is, like, if Teferi resolves and we don't have creatures in play, we are, like, never killing that thing. And Subtlety is basically the only way that we have to interact with it there. Dismember's not going to do anything. Okay, Chalice on 1 is basically pointless. Okay, well, that's very good for us. We're not going to force this. I don't know why they would play this on 1. Like, it's not really hurting us at all. I guess it stops us from casting Aether Vial. So, like, here's where I'm saying, like, Subtlety on this thing is actually going to help. I think we use Subtlety and we pitch probably Svyelun. No, actually, we might want to keep that because they have, like, Prismatic Ending, and I might need another one. Because they're going to bounce the... What happens if they, like... If they tick this thing up to 5, I still kill it. If they minus it, then I could attack it with Mutavault, but that's not really great. I think I do want to settle. I'm going to exile the Trickster. I want to keep my Svyelun in play. We're going to get to draw a card off Svyelun's here, so... Okay, well, we just got another one of those. Yeah, and... Okay, so I guess they don't have, like, bolts or anything in their deck. So they have to be on just, like, Prismatic Endings and Solitudes as their removal. Which means Subtlety is safe here because, like, we can always Subtlety a Solitude if they go for that. I'm also guessing this means no Ephemerate. Yeah, so this is... Yeah, attacking with the Mutavault was safe specifically because of the Subtlety. I think that I can... I'll let this thing happen this time. They can... Yeah, they'll bounce this thing. I'll just use Mutavault to kill it. Okay, well, that's interesting. If I had known I was going to draw a third one, then that would have mattered. Well, yeah, Solitude's a thing, but we have Subtlety, so, like, they're not going to kill off Mutavault that way. We happen to just draw all 3 of them. So now they probably have stuff like Counterspells up. Well, we have to play Svyelun here. They don't counter it, that's good news. They're just gonna hard cast it. Do I care? Like, I could Subtlety this thing, and then they draw it and just cast it again next turn. That's not really great for us. I think I just have to let this happen. I'll just recast Svyelun, I guess. Man, this like also kind of irritates me because I kind of wish they just put Swords to Plowshares in this format instead of this card. Okay, they just put Yuri or they put Kahira in hand. All right, that's fine. Sure. All right. I'll get attack with the Mutavault, I guess. It's not really a good reason not to here. They don't have any 1-mana spells because of the Chalice, and the ward means that a 2-mana spell is not going to get rid of it. Solitude. No, I have to do something about this one. And hopefully next turn I can just hard cast Subtlety on this thing again and just slow them down that way. They put it on top, so that's not really surprising. Interesting. Okay. Kind of sucks that I can't cast this thing, but I have to cast the Subtlety here. Looks like they were holding up Counterspell, which would kind of suck if they do have Counterspell. Okay, you have Kahira. That's fine. It does mean that my Subtlety is going to be able to do... Like, Counterspell's not going to protect your Solitude on my Svyelun. Interesting. Now I can cast the Silvergill Adept if I want. This is match 2. We just started. This is game 1. They're at 3 cards in hand. It's like I think I can attack here too. That's not bad. All right. So what happens here? I mean, they have Solitude in hand. So what's gonna happen here is they'll probably they're gonna Solitude to get rid of Svyelun. I can use Trickster on Kahira to turn off the +1/+1 to this, so I can actually kill it with Svyelun. If they block it. I don't know. I don't know if it's worth it though. It might be because like Svyelun's gonna die next turn no matter what. They're just gonna hard cast Solitude and get rid of it. So it might be worth just trying to get an attack in with it to draw the card and then force them to do things. So I do also have the line of making this indestructible by activating Mutavault as well, so alright, let's see what they do here. They might not let it attack. Interesting. So they're gonna fetch. I think they're gonna cast the Solitude here, which will make my attack. Well, it actually won't make it easier because I won't have another Merfolk in play. All right. May as well get this out while we can. I can't attack there because then Svyelun is not going to be indestructible no matter what. However, they did put it on top, so they do have Solitude yet again. Interesting. I think I'm okay with this. We got Supreme Verdict. All right. Yeah, that does suck, but there was nothing I can really do about it. This, on the other hand, is kind of cool. Let's go Merfolk. So they could Solitude the Lord of Atlantis, but I guess they could exile something for it, maybe. But I think I need to do this. I gotta start using this cavern. I can get an attack in with Mutavault now while they can't hard cast Solitude, so. My guess, based on how they've been playing, is that their last card is a Counterspell. I think they're on Solitude plus Counterspell right now. Because they shocked themselves with a Fountain at one point, and so they had 2 mana up, but they never used it for anything. That's pretty good. So they still have 2 cards in hand here. I think... Oh, well, they have Colonnade as well, so I gotta be careful about that. I think the correct thing to do is play Lord of Atlantis and attack with the Mutavault. Because they could activate the Colonnade to block. That way, if they Solitude away one of the lords, like, the Mutavault's still unblockable at least. Or they could Solitude away Mutavault, but then I still have the Island Walkers. This game's close. I think that they're going to do something right now. Yeah, I figured. So they have 1 card here. But we do have to be careful because now they have Castle Vantress and they can start scrying away if they want to. Well, we'll see how this goes, but maybe Colonnade time. Interesting. I guess I can try casting Trickster to block Solitude if it attacks. I think Counterspell is going to happen, though. Yeah, they did have it. Alright. Nope, we just take 7. They gain 3 life. So I really wanted to try to kill this thing with a 4/4 Trickster as a blocker. This is not terribly ideal. So we're only hitting them for 3, and they're hitting us for 7 a turn. This is not enough damage. Drawing that island was not great. I don't know. Not playing the Trickster, like, I guess, is also a possibility, but then I guess we could just take it for 1 turn. Maybe that was better. I just really wanted to try to get this thing, but it gives them more time to actually draw an answer. Instead of attacking with this Colonnade, definitely scrying with Vantress was an option. Oh, that's actually really good here. Okay, so that can actually bounce the Colonnade. Because it doesn't say non-land. go to 11, like... Yeah, our Charm is not good. I don't know, maybe if I held Trickster back, this would have worked out. But activating Colonnade here is... That's still not going to work. It does hurt us because now, like, this... Yeah, we're still more vulnerable to this Solitude now. Uh-huh. I can block the thing if I really need to. It would help if I draw a creature right now, though. So I'd really like to be able to kill this Teferi. Well, now the problem is we're going to lose to, like, any removal spell. Because, like, this thing kind of has to go. I can't afford to just not, like, deal with this. But, yeah, now we're kind of in trouble. Aether Vial was, like, one of the worst draws there. Actually was literally the only spell that, like, I could not cast if I drew that turn. I'm going to have to block Solitude, and if they have a removal spell, then I'm dead, so... Damn it. I think I screwed up with the Trickster. I wanted to take a chance to try to kill this thing, but, like, I should have known that they had it, so... Now this Colonnade is going to kill me, and I can't do anything about it. Well, that's terrible. It doesn't really help me to do that. Letting Teferi live, I don't think is helpful at all. See, like, this sort of keeps me alive, but the problem is, like, now they have Teferi, and they're up so many cards, like, this doesn't really matter. Like, I can survive Colonnade hitting me for a turn, but they're just gonna draw so many cards here that it's irrelevant. Fuck, they have Memory Deluge too. Like, we are just definitely screwed here. They're gonna be up to, like, 6 cards this turn. This is the thing, like, Teferi meant that, like, Brazen Borrower was not going to be, like, a realistic blocker for this if we ever drew it. I mean, I have to bounce it again. But I don't think that it matters. I don't think they played a land, so yeah, we're just in the same situation. Except, you know, Teferi is now drawing them an extra card, so... Sure. Yeah, like, this is so bad. Well, that's not going to help us here, so... No, that just, it spiraled out of control, that's all. We want the interactive stuff here. I don't, like, kind of want Dismember, but at the same time, I kind of don't. Fuck, I don't even know, like, what I take out here. Like, Subtlety's obviously bad, and so, like, I think I have to take Dismember out, and I have to take 4 more cards out if I want all this stuff in. I mean, I think all of, like, these are all reasonable stuff. Borrower is fine. It's not terribly great, but it lets us play more in the flash plan, which is kind of nice. I mean, it could just be Tide Shaper, but I really don't like... It's a 1 mana 2/2, and I kind of like having that against this deck. Yeah, I'm trying. They do have like Supreme Verdict, so I can't be like I can't overcommit to the board too much. So maybe take out like a Glasspool Mimic, a Lord of Atlantis. Like take out 2 more cards. God, it's tough. I don't like going super wide against these decks. Ugh. Take out 1 Tide Shaper. I guess we'll do it like this. I think Control like used to be a very good matchup. Oh fuck, this is terrible. We have 5 lands. Ugh. All right, this is better. Like it used to be a much better matchup for us, but like they've got so many like tools against us now. It's hard. I have to put 1 card back. Probably Glasspool Mimic or maybe Force of Negation. Like both of those are reasonable. Like Solitude's a beating. The fact that they get Kahira for free is kind of a beating. Yeah, we still have to deal with Teferi, which is like a huge pain. Prismatic Ending is a beating. It's not exactly what I was hoping to see here. I would much prefer to have like an actual blue card for Force of Negation or a creature. Like we have all the vials but nothing to actually do with it. Like they have like Counterspell up, but Counterspell is not really relevant here, so sort of fine, I guess. Are they not doing anything here? Interesting. They didn't play a 3rd land. Interesting. Alright, so I guess I'm just playing Trickster and attacking them. They discarded Counterspell. Like, what a useless card against me right now. Okay. Otawara is fine, but I need to play this. I might tick this vial up to 4 to put Subtlety in. Hell, I might even cast Brazen Borrower. Well, no, if I was going to play it, I would vial it in, but... Okay, they just concede. Alright, well, they kept a really greedy 2-land hand and just got, like, wrecked. Okay. Maybe on the draw, like, Trickster might not be quite as good. I like stuff that has flash. But I also like Tide Shaper because it makes it the curve of like turn 1 creature and turn 2 creature better so that if Teferi ticks up, like, you know, I can still reasonably kill it. Or if it bounces something, I still have a creature to attack it with. I think this is just what we're going with here. One mana 2/2s are not to be ignored. And it can screw with their mana, which is nice. This is a hand that has a Cavern of Souls, so I think that I keep this. It's not like amazing by any means, but I guess I'm doing it. Okay, well, that's pretty good, but we still have to put Cavern on Merfolk, so we're going to have a lot of cards. Well, they don't have Counterspell here, but oh, we have Force of Negation for the Teferi if they play it, so that's good. That improves our chances dramatically. Let's try to draw more fishes. What are you going to do to this? Cycle Shark Typhoon? Wow, that's desperate. That must mean, like, their hand is garbage. Okay, well, that's pretty good here, too. So Glasspool is a really easy pitch, but we probably want to play Kira. Spreading Seas on Cavern of Souls. That means their hand's probably full of counter magic, so let's not let them do that. So if they have Solitude, they'd have to use it there. They might just Supreme Verdict me, though, which is sort of fine. Like, I'll just play Kira if they do. But Verdict would be really bad for us right now. If they don't have Verdict, we're probably in good shape. It's just playing one Kira ensures that if they do have it, they would definitely want to cast it there. Alright, what are you going to do? Cryptic me? Tap all your creatures or opponents control, draw a card. I don't think I care too much about this. They have 4 cards left in hand. I think I'm okay with that. Like, I still have Force here. They have to be just desperately looking for Verdict right now. Okay, well that doesn't seem like a huge problem. End step here, I think I can flash in Brazen Borrower pretty safely. It is flying, so they don't really have a lot of ways to attack it. If they cycled this early, they might not have another one of those. Alright, let's attack. Cycle Shark Typhoon, okay. It's a 3/3 with flying. I can just Trickster it down. So they can't block the Kira. But yeah, so it was pretty safe to attack. They take a bajillion damage here. They have Verdict, like that would kind of suck a little bit, but we can still rebuild from it. I feel like they don't, because there was a turn. If they had it, I think they would have killed these two when they had the opportunity. That Cryptic felt like that was desperation, like they were trying to find it because they didn't have it specifically. Maybe they found it, though. Teferi, Hero of Dominaria. I don't think we want to let this happen. They're very close to dead. Let's see. If I Trickster tap this thing, I'm attacking for 9 damage. It's a fair bit. I guess the question is, do I want to play Silvergill first and draw the card off of it? They could have Mystic Dispute. That's the Mystical Dispute is a thing. I think I'm willing to gamble here. Alright, so they go down to 1, so they have to find something right now or they're dead. Maybe they found the verdict. Like, we've took them to 1 life, so let's see what happens. But if they didn't find it, they're just dead, so... Alright, well, Misty, that doesn't matter. They can't use that. Spreading Seas. Okay. Means they might not have found it yet. Nope, they just killed themselves. Alright. Fucking barely got there, but... Sorry, we did it. Didn't find the verdict in time. We just killed them. That match definitely is a lot harder, though. It did... Like, there is still a lot of opportunities where they could have just, like, ripped it off the top and, like, you know, actually made it a game again. I think we have to be a lot more aggressive than we used to be just because the longer the game drags out, the more in their favor it's going to be, especially because now Kahira is effectively just giving them an extra card in hand. And Solitude is just dumb. Like, the fact that it's like a flash, you know, it's a flash blocker that gains them life and, like, removes an attacker, or you know, that's... Like, it really hurts us. So, anytime when they can't really do that effectively, I think we should put our foot on the gas and just try to kill them before they can. So, alright, but probably game 1 was my, like, I think if I had held back on Trickster for another turn, like, I could have just let them hit me for 1 turn, then use the Cavern to cast Trickster. That might have been better. The other thing to consider is, like, it is definitely within the realm of possibility that we could play the 3rd Cavern of Souls over, like, 1 island. It makes Counterspell a little bit less good, but that's not that big a deal. The Cavern of Souls is way more important. You saw they, like, tried to Spreading Seas it twice, because their hand was probably full of, like, just Counterspells, and that was, yeah, they're totally pointless against Cavern. Alright, well, we're in the draw for round 3 here. Alright, what do we got? Oh my god, this hand's actually theoretically keepable. Alright, I think we gotta do this. They mulligan to 6? Okay, well that might mean that one of these 2 cards is going to be great. So... No companion revealed, so maybe this is like Tron or something. Who knows? It could be anything. I like to think that any deck that likes to mulligan is Tron, but... Are they... It's the main phase 2 land? Okay, now they're... Okay, so we're up against Belcher, which means Force of Negation is fucking amazing. But it also means Subtlety is getting pitched against them, so... Alright. So we need to force... they need to not have Pact of Negation. Forces will be our friend here. So we're gonna, yeah, play Lord, and then... This isn't the spell that we force. Okay. Nope, that's fine. That means Svyelun can come online. It's also possible we could put this on, like, I don't think that, like, they're not playing, they have Pact of Negation, and they're not going to pact our creature, so this doesn't really matter. We probably want to put this on Rogue, just in case we draw, like, Brazen Borrower. Okay, you're going to cast Pyretic here. Are you going for something? You're going to Ironcrag Belcher? Let's not do that. They have 2 cards left in hand, so let's hope they don't have another Belcher. So I think this one has to go on Rogue in case we draw Brazen Borrower. Okay, well, the other thing is if we draw another land, we might want to play both of these, so actually, there we go. And I'm going to put it on Merfolk. It was a consideration, but you know what? We can't really afford to dick around here. Let's just hope they don't have another Belcher, that's all. We are in a lot of trouble if they do. If they find another Belcher, then we need to draw Brazen Borrower so we can petty theft it back to their hand. That's the only way we get through that. Otherwise, we just, it's gonna take us at least like 2 or 3 turns to attack them dead. So depends on what their last 2 cards are. We might want to keep this Trickster in hand just in case we draw Force. Please, no Belcher. Okay, well, this looks promising. They didn't play a Belcher, so they didn't play Belcher or Recrawl. Okay, well, you know what? Our problems are solved. If they play Belcher, we have a bounce spell for it now. All right, so okay, well, we need to try to kill them quickly. So let's cast Master. So this thing actually only costs 3 mana at the moment. So Svyelun can draw us a card, maybe another land. Maybe a Force, that would be kind of cool. I can actually dismember this stupid thing. My life total doesn't matter. That's desperation. If they're casting this, then I think we're totally fine here. This Dismember actually becomes randomly relevant because, yeah, they would block the Lord of Atlantis. All right. Got their game 1 against Belcher. Here we go. All right. What do we need? We need Counterspell. We need Force. And, let me fix this. Yeah, that's... All right. Subtlety basically does nothing against them. Actually, Hurkyl's Recall could work too. This does stuff. Is there anything else that doesn't really do anything? Svyelun is fine. Dismember can come out. We don't really need that. Chalice is also okay. But the thing is, Chalice on 1 only counters like Spike Field Hazard and Strike It Rich. We're not I don't know that the odds that we're going to get on 2 actually matter that much. However, the Hurkyl's Recall does bounce their stupid treasure tokens, but it also bounces a Belcher. So if they just try to like jam Belcher with like rituals, then we have the option to just bounce it back to their hand, and they might not be able to replay it. So I think the Recall is a little bit better. No, do I keep all 3 of these? I think I have to, and I'll just side out either 1 Svyelun or 1 Glasspool Mimic. Probably Mimic, right? I think this is fine. Oh, fuck, you're right. No, I want this. All right, I want this. Yeah, good call. The packs matter. Okay, well, you know what? I'm going to take out some Svyelun's. Fucking got it, Motown, in the nick of time. The opponent had not submitted yet. I want to keep the curve nice and low for this deck. Yeah, the Chalice on 0 does disrupt the Pact of the Titan lines, but also turns off Pact of Negation, which is important. Okay. Alright, this hand's fine. We'll keep it. We've got mana, we've got Force, like, this is reasonably about as much as we can hope for. I don't have anything on turn 1. They rolled a 5? Okay, that's gotta be good news, right? It means if they keep a hand where they're all in and, like, casting, like, a Recross or a Belcher, then Force is gonna just win us the game. And probably Trickster's the thing we pitch to it, because we want to play Master into Svyelun, almost definitely. This will replace the cards in her hand. Yeah, and the Master is just going to help clock them faster, so. Shatter Skull Smashing means they're going to strike it rich. Okay. That's fine. Yeah, that's really good, because it means that our odds of actually, beating them here are much higher. Recall is fine. So another fun thing, like, Recall could just bounce this treasure token if they don't use it this turn. Or if they try to, like, if they have, strike it rich at and they go for another token with it, bouncing that's an option. So, yeah, it depends what we see here. If they play, like, land, ritual, if they're only on one, okay, then I'm very likely just bouncing this treasure token. Can we bounce this first? They could be on, like, recross, and I don't really need to let them do it. Just in case they find a land, I don't want them to get 3 mana because 3 actually lets them cast recross, and that's dangerous. Whereas if they stay stuck on 1, we're not in any danger. I think we have all the time in the world. Then now we can curve, like, Svyelun into potentially, like, Master plus Trickster here. I feel pretty strong about this. Yeah, they're on end step here. They might just be debating conceding. This is not a good match for them by any means. We're a deck that has aggro pressure and disruption for their combo, so it's gonna be hard. But, like, we're 1000% playing Island Svyelun, unless we draw, like, Minamo or something. I don't even think that would matter. I think Mutavault's the only one that would actually matter. If we draw Mutavault, we would play that over Island, but otherwise, we just play, like, Svyelun, pass. That'll get the job done. Okay. Yeah, there's realistically, like, not very much they can do here. Because, yeah, now we can go, like, Master plus either Trickster or bounce something. They don't really have much to bounce with this. Just basically, like, strike it rich tokens, but... play Master first to get the extra damage in. See, because we might draw another Lord that we want to cast. Cavern of Souls is fine. I mean, obviously you're not going to block. Merfolk. And I don't need to play this right now. I can wait till their end step and they'll be just fine. This gives me maximum time to do stuff. Yeah, they're on one land. They're just dead now. Like, realistically, they don't have enough turns to actually do anything here. This just guarantees they're dead. They were on 3 turns, now they're on 2 turns. Like, probably just concede to Trickster here. Unless you choose to die to your own pact. Like, that is a noble way to die. I mean, if I copy the Master of the Pearl Trident, like, that's also fine. Just end their existence right now. Now they don't even have the option of playing, like, Shatter Skull. Or, yeah, they can't play a land here. So, alright, there we go. Easy peasy. Like, usually Belcher is a game where you're going to try... Like, it's kind of like Dredge, where you're going to try to win game 2 and 3, but I think our game 1 against Belcher is a lot better than our game 1 against a deck like Dredge. So, it's like, we do have main deck like forces, that can actually interact well against Belcher, and I don't think they play some number of main deck Pact of Negations. I don't think they play all 4 though, but they'll definitely bring in the other ones. So you need to bring in more counterspells than they have packs. Yeah, This hand's trash. Still, like, playing, like, 22 mana sources and getting stuck with one's not good. I guess I have to keep this. Let's see, what do they got here? They haven't shown us anything. I guess I'm getting rid of Glasspool Mimic. Godless Shrine, that can't be good news for us. So this does not make me feel good about my life choices. I'll just pass. There's a possibility they play like Urza Saga and Stoneforge Mystic this turn or something like that. Where Glacial... Are we up against like Esper Control? Fuck, that would be terrible. Well, given that, I kind of want to wait and play this Trickster in their end step. Because this looks like they might have like a counterspell. Well, or no, you know what? No, they don't have a counterspell. But yeah, okay, so they could have had like removal, I guess. What are we up against here? Teferi Time Raveler. I guess we're playing Trickster. They'll have to bounce it. I mean, if they bounce it, we can just play 2 Tide Shapers to ensure that Teferi's going to die. Yeah. Actually, I think usually in this circumstance, Teferi should be ticking up, not down there. Okay, well that's pretty good for us. Well, they're going to see this in a second anyway, so... Ooh, I'm still playing the Tide Shaper right now because I want to make sure this thing fucking dies this turn. Yeah. So they're going to have to deal with 2 things in order to make Teferi not die. Oh, this is Reanimator. Okay, this makes sense. Well, then we are in some shit. Then Teferi definitely needs to die right now. Well, I guess we kind of need to draw a force here, right? Unburial Rites is there. Oh, fuck. Yeah, this is also an Ephemerate deck, which is so bad. That's not terrible, actually. That actually does help, because now if they play, like... If they try to play, like, some Solitude to try to kill off our stuff to... Yeah, no, it still doesn't work, because, like... Oh, damn it. Okay. Alright, how do I do this? I guess just Lord. If they have like Ephemerate plus Solitude, like I think I'm screwed. So I kind of have to just play like they don't have it. So my options are, if I play Lord, then they have to kill Silvergill plus Lord to keep Teferi alive, and they have to not get an island with this. So I think that's my best bet. And then I'll just play like Aether Vial. But all right, let's hope this goes well. This match is not great. Fuck, this is happening. They discarded Ephemerate because they definitely have another one. Fuck me. Alright. They just have it. Like, what are we supposed to do? The Teferi plus Solitude plus double Ephemerate. Like, okay. And they even have the Unburial Rights to do this nonsense all over again. Oh my god. I just want to give up. Like, this is just, like, so fucking terrible. I am never killing this Teferi. I can't interact anyway, so I may as well F6. Faithful Mending's still here, so the second they find an Archon, like, it's just terrible. Well, I guess the Solitude being here means they can't rights it back. Trying to think about my options right now. I have to... I think I have to cast this Brazen Borrower. So wait, they can... They tick to ferry up, then I have an option to kill it. Just have to dodge more removal, that's it. Yep. If this is like Archon, though, we're just dead. I can't interact with it. It is. They have Archon in on Burial Rites, we're fucked. We're gonna lose our Borrower here. Like, realistically, I don't have any good... I have... Oh, they didn't even cast the rights. They just cast Persist. Like, that's just the game. I have no board presence. Like, I can't come back against this. So... Alright, sideboard. Hope that sideboarding goes better, I guess. I guess we need Kira. Like, we need basically the entire sideboard for this. Relic is important. Alright, what's not important? Dismember's not important. Tideshaper's not that important against this deck. Subtlety's like a little important. I need to probably keep this card. Oh, this is actually difficult. Maybe the Lords and the Trickster, like... I guess like this. It doesn't really feel amazing, but... I think that's what I'm going with. I would love to play first. This hand does nothing. I don't think I can keep this. Like, I play Relic and what? I have no pressure against them at all. That's not gonna win. This is insanely better. Keep this and just put Glasspool on the bottom. Okay. This is, yeah, I mean, we have hope here at least. Like, Prismatic Ending on Vial would kind of suck, but what are you going to do? Like, if they're definitely going... Oh, Grief? That's terrible for us. Yeah, that's super bad. You're just going to, like, persist us with Grief again, probably. I don't know what we can do about it. There's no force in this format for Grief either. It's like, my primary problem with the elementals is, are you fucking kidding? Like, they just rebound, they're going to take away our entire hand. This is just insane. We're not going to be able to play the Silvergill. We've mulliganed to, like, 3. Now, my primary problem with the elementals in this format is, like, free spells are a problem, but, like, at least in Legacy, your free spells, you have stuff, you at least have Force of Will to, like, try to fight against them. There's no Force of Will in this format for these free spells, and I don't like free spells when there's nothing that you can, interact with them with, so. Like, what are you supposed to do against this? Like, this is just disgusting. We kept a very good 6-card hand, and it didn't matter at all. Sure, you can Prismatic Ending Aether Vial. It doesn't really matter. Just kill the other one, why not? They still have 3 more cards. It's just gross. I guess I have to play this before they ending this one too. Or before they, like, grief it away with just, like, another Ephemerate. So I think Vial's going to get ticked up to 3. Teferi, great. I don't think bouncing that was correct. I think you're supposed to just tick Teferi up, because, like, I can't realistically attack it. Sure, we'll take this up. I don't think that really matters. I guess we just pass here and then just activate Vial at the end step. Yeah, Ephemerate is just, like, a ridiculously powerful spell, but, like, the fact that, you know, they just printed, like, Unmask and Pyrokinesis and, like, all that nonsense, yeah, on top of, like, they're unforceable in this format, that's disgusting. And you can play them, like, as creatures too, which is why. Was Unmask really not strong enough? Did we need this? Like, you're gonna tell me Swords to Plowshares wasn't powerful enough that we needed that too? Alright, well, that's... It would be super nice if Teferi would actually die here. Then this Counterspell might actually do something. How do you just let that die? Was attacking with Grief really worth it? You're giving me every opportunity to, like, actually come back in this game, which is... There's no reason for that. I guess this Vial's going up to 4 now, because I'm definitely just going to play, like, Subtlety here. I'm going to Vial it in. Okay, I guess. No? Let's not do that. Okay, I guess that's something. The only thing that sucks is I probably have to Vial it in no matter what they do, because I really need the pressure against them. Which is going to be terrible if they have, like, Solitude. Yeah. Alright, what's going on? They discarded Archon of Cruelty. Do you have a Persist? No. Alright, so I'm dead in 3 turns. Alright, well, I need something here. Guess that sort of counts. Like, a Merfolk Trickster could really help turn this around just by, like, tapping Grieve down for a turn. Like, drawing another Subtlety would be nice. Like, Persist is a sorcery, so that's kind of cool. Like, worst case, I might have to sit back and block this thing. Oh, that's actually pretty good here. But I have to put the shields down, basically, to do it. They do have the 5 mana, so this is not great. If they have like Solitude though, I don't think I can realistically beat Solitude. So I'm gonna play like Svyelun and then like I have to attack. Like I'm if I don't attack then there's no way I can win because of the grief. So yeah, because of if they have Solitude, they'll just like exile the Svyelun with it at end step, and then they have Solitude plus grief. Like there's no realistic way I can defeat it. So I just have to play like they don't have it. Which they don't. Okay, well. Alright. How do I do this here? I think this turn I need to draw a blue card for Force of Negation. Like if I they can dig pretty far for on burial rites or like another reanimate spell for this Archon. And if they find it, I'm dead. So I think I just have to pass for right now, and then see what happens. If I draw the blue card, then I can safely play Svyelun. Oh, they just have Solitude, so like yeah, it doesn't matter. They like I said, I can't really beat it if they had the Solitude. So that match feels like it should be fine, but it's actually not. It's like Control but worse because they actually like are playing combo and have all the ridiculous problem control cards too. Like we didn't have Relic at any point, but like also even if we had it, it wouldn't have mattered because they would have just taken it away with grief. I don't know. It's kind of disgusting. Like fucking put Force of Will in Modern, like please. That's all I want. Like, if you put Force of Will in Modern, you ban like Ren in 6 and then put Wasteland in Modern, I think it would actually fix like a ton of the problems. Like I don't think decks like Amulet are gonna get out of control if you have like an actual Wasteland that like can do something against them. And like a lot of decks like this will be a lot easier if you can like force the grief or force a Solitude or something. I think that gets a lot better. All right, last match we're on the play. I'm gonna keep this. I am gonna keep only because I'm on the play. We have 2 Aether Vials. We can play this as a land and then play Vial next turn if we need to. Alright, Mountain. So what are we up against? No idea. So maybe the opponent is on like Lightning Bolt for one of our creatures here. It's fine. We'll see what's going on here. At least play like Eidolon. That would be great. Chalice? That's a little bit late. Okay. Well, I guess we're not casting this Tide Shaper, so we're vialing it in. Yeah, we're gonna tick up both vials. Excellent. Guess we vial in Silvergill, and then if we draw a land, I'll probably just play Svyelun here. Otherwise, I'll just play Lord. Attack. Like next turn, playing Lord is a much bigger deal. And I'll take the vials to I think 2 and 3. It looks like our opponent is just gonna get wrecked though. They're not, because they don't have 1 mana removal and like they can kill maybe one thing. So like playing Blood Moon would do absolutely nothing here. So Fury, that's not great. Fuck, that's bad. I mean, I guess they can either kill 2 things or they can kill Svyelun. So they're choosing to kill these 2. Like it's not great, but at least I guess I just hope they don't have another one. And so they're and Svyelun is forcing them to pay mana for this, so it's kind of just like they did double lightning bolts here. Which yeah, it's not ideal, but Rabble Master, okay. So this is like a big red mid-range, it looks like. Which this deck, like, exists in Legacy. This is fine. Like, that turn wasn't great, but that was not the worst Fury that could have, been a thing, so. Blood Moon, huh? Um, like, I think I might even just... Maybe I just violin Brazen Borrower here and just attack for, like, 1,000,000,000. I think that I can get away with that. Okay, so no and no. That's fine, I guess. You're just gonna take like 1,000,000,000 damage. I can actually use that too, which is kind of funny. They're at 3. Well, this only costs 3 to activate, so I can actually cast this other Aether Vial. Oh, well, they have Chalice in one. I'm stupid. There we go, guys. I'm stupid. Oh, well, it's still probably doesn't matter because they're dead anyway. All right. So against this deck, so they are playing stuff like Rabble Master, so we probably need this Dismember. They do have like Blood Moons and Furies, so I think Counterspell is probably important, and maybe Force. Tideshaper is going to be terrible though, for sure. Kira is actually helpful here, so we can bring in Kira. Let's see. Like, Kira's like probably. Let's see how much do I care about like Fury here? Like, I could cut it like a Subtlety. The Fury is kind of a problem. Mm. Hmm. It's actually, yeah, it's a little bit difficult to decide what to do. Like, I think like Svyelun and Kira are fine. Yeah, we saw them exile Rabble Master, so I do need to have some amount of like interaction for that. I think Counterspell is probably good against this deck. So maybe Brazen Borrower is not the best. It does bounce like Blood Moon and it's like okay. I don't know if it's that good. Like it seems like it's fine, but I don't know. Maybe Subtlety is a little bit better. Yeah. I don't like that. Like on one hand, like I like that this for 1 mana bounces like Moon and then unlocks our mana. But on the other hand, it has 1 toughness. It's flying though, so flying is not irrelevant. It is difficult to say. I'm gonna take out the borrowers. Maybe even take out 1 Glasspool and bring in another Subtlety. Like, feels like this card's gonna be really good in the late game. I don't know how good the Glasspool Mimic actually is. It doesn't seem like it's that great. Alright, let's do this. Well, this is not good at all. No. Are you fucking kidding me? Why? Why does this keep happening? We have 21 mana sources. This is gross. Like, I guess I have to keep this, but like, this is so bad. I need to keep like Force. Sure. It's like, if they play Blood Moon, I probably do care about that. Pyretic Ritual, okay. I don't care about. I kind of do care about that a little bit, because that does draw them 2 cards. Discarded Karn the Great Creator. Ugh. I'm going to dismember this Pyro. Well, one of these Svyelun's is probably Force Food. I don't like where this is going. This looks like maybe... well, definitely countering that. Yeah, no. No nonsense for you here. This looks very similar to the Legacy build of this deck. I'm actually kind of surprised. I just need them to run out of threats. It looks like they're not going to. Oh, fucking Snaring Bridge. I didn't even think about this card. So taking out Borrower was a huge fucking blunder. I have one more Otawara in my deck to deal with this card. Whoops. Okay. Now, yeah, mistakes have been made. Okay, it's fine. We're going to draw it, and then it's going to be epic, because we'll have the counterspell for it. That actually doesn't matter at all. Okay, I guess I'm just going to play Master here. So that makes Svyelun indestructible, at least. They just play a land. Okay. So we're in a holding pattern until we draw our fucking Otawara. Because we have to bounce and then counter it. Sure. Your elemental tokens don't do anything. Like, they didn't cast anything, so that's got to be good, right? All right, well, I'm not giving up yet, because we're not actually dead at this point. They might have, like, a ritual in hand. That might be why they didn't cast anything. I guess we just play this and try to keep our creatures out of Fury range. Okay, they cast Ritual, and I'm assuming Goblin Rabble Master. They're gonna make a ton of tokens, but I mean, yeah, that happens. I can't afford to counterspell that. Sure. Glasspool Mimic. Sure. Copy Silvergill Adept, I guess. Draw us a card. I think I do dismember this thing. So they stop getting more tokens in the future. Okay, well, 43 cards. Our odds are 1 out of 43. That's it. I can flash that in, I guess. We're just gonna play basically every creature in our deck until we get Otawara, and then we'll win that way. Sure, pass. Okay, well that's a problem. I have to counterspell that or I die. I guess I could play the island, but it doesn't really matter. Alright. Let's see. Are we going to find a bounce spell before they find another bridge? That's not good. 5 is a lot of mana to be tapping. Now they just cast Fury. Well, they can kill one creature. Okay. That's fine. Alright, well we have a counterspell, so we're not dead to another bridge yet. This game is so dumb. Another Lord puts us further out of like Fury range because now they can only kill one Lord. Okay. They might just be casting this for nothing. Okay. Ritual, what? Rabble Master. Alright, sure. Alright, well, Fury's not killing any of our creatures now. Sure. Excellent. Okay, so now I have to start doing... I think I just do this at their end step. Actually, I could make them their tokens attack me, so... I can make them have to throw away their goblin tokens here. Alright, here we go. This is it. Okay. We have one card in hand and we know what it is. And when we force it, they just die. Otawara just saved our ass. Like, yeah. Yeah. Sure. Let's kill the Fury, I guess. Like, this is just usually what happens, like, in this match, so... just a bunch of dumb, stupid nonsense. So, like, they can block 3 things, but they're just dead. Whatever. You know what? I'm not going to bother. You know, if he wants to feel bad about this, he can. There we go. So, like, if we've learned anything, it's that Otawara is actually extremely fucking useful at keeping us from just, like, dying to random ensnaring bridges. So, definitely failed on that front, like, thinking about Borrower. I should have absolutely kept them in for that reason. Yeah, but you know what? This is fine. This is what worked here. So, what, we lost against Prowess and Reanimator. Like, those matches were really tough. But on the other hand, like, we beat Control, which, you know, we had to try hard for that. We beat the mono red, you know, deck. And what the hell was the other one? Oh yeah, we beat Belcher. So, like, you know, we had to try. We put in some effort, but did Dismember do much? Like, a little bit, I guess. I don't know if we need Dismember in the main deck, but, like, probably worth keeping some number of them in the 75 just because of stuff like Plague Engineer. I'm sure that's going to be floating around a little bit more now that Luris is gone, so I don't want to go completely naked to it. I think having Dismember is helpful. Like, I feel like this was pretty close to, like, where this list needs to be. Maybe if I played a little bit better, like, we could do a little better, but, like, yeah, the matches we lost were really tough, and, like, some of those draws were just, like, pretty great. Like, you know, when you start with, like, Grief, Ephemerate, Grief, like, yeah, that's usually gonna go pretty well. So, like, we don't really have a draw that's gonna beat that anyway. So I'm not upset about, yeah. And, like, Prowess, like, that we're probably winning. We're not winning that match very much. So, other than that, like, all the cards look good. Like, Kira's fine. Like, Chalice was relevant because putting it on 0 mattered. Like, even versus that, you know, the last deck, Dismember actually is good against Rabble Masters and stuff. The counter spells are all fine. We didn't go up against any of the artifact decks, but, like, maybe just keeping, like, 2 Hurkyl's recalls in the sideboard might be enough. So it's worth considering at least. I don't know if we need 3, but three if, like, you see a lot of the 8 cast decks start to get popular, which it's definitely one direction the metagame can go, and it's kind of cool because it does bounce, like, all the, like, Urza Sagas tokens along with it, which I think is pretty neat. But, you know, this wasn't like an embarrassing list to register. I think it's playing with this was fine. It still feels like maybe having Yurion might be a little bit better just because it helps the deck grind more. I don't know. That's still something that, you know, we have to experiment with. I imagine that 80 cards is still probably better just because, like, yeah, if games are going to go long, like, having the extra card, even, like, just a 4/5 flyer, like, ignoring its ability entirely, it still matters a lot. So, you know, and it also lets us, like, get away with playing Saga in the deck, which, you know, Saga by itself helps grind out a lot too. So that's definitely a thing. But I will say Otawara, 2 seems to be the number that I like in this deck. I would probably continue to play 2. Yeah. Other than that, I hope everybody enjoyed this league. This was fun. I'm hoping that Modern, you know, shakes out to be more fun now that Luris is gone. So I have high hopes of that. But we have finished for the night, so now we have to go and find someone else who's gonna do stuff. You know what? We're gonna go check out Dylan MTG. He's playing Modern 8-Rack, so let's go visit him. That's what's happening. So, everybody, I appreciate you being here. Definitely the replays get put on YouTube, usually a day or 2 afterwards. So go check out Lord Magicus on YouTube. And yeah, we'll be here this either Wednesday or Thursday next week and see what's going on for that. But thank you for being here with me tonight. It means a lot. And I will see you again next time. Take it easy, everybody.